I want to just take the next couple of moments to share a story that I went back to and thought of when I remembered somebody in the community where I grew up in Kansas City. There was this gentleman, I think he owned a furniture store, and he was really renowned in the community for having these yellow buttons. He had buttons that said on them, "Kindness is contagious, catch it." And it's not too far from here, it's in Kansas City. Maybe you've seen one of those buttons, I don't know. But if you ever met him, he would have always had a button in his pocket and extended his hand and offered one. I remember that really very well, and it made me think of this story that at its core has, I think, a really great message for Rosh Hashanah and for these Yamim Noraim, a message of kindness. And I hope that we'll all catch it. One of the few things we should probably catch going around these days. So we hopefully will catch it and share this with others. They say, according to legend, a desert wanderer once discovered a spring of cool, crystal clear water. It tasted so good, and the person filled a leather container with the precious liquid so that he could bring it to the king. After a long journey, he presented his gift to the king, who drank it with great pleasure and lavishly thanked the wanderer, who went away with a happy and full heart. As soon as he had the chance, the king's son rushed to be by the father's side and also tasted the water, and he promptly spit it out. The water had picked up the smell of the old leather canteen and become foul. The king's son asked his father why he pretended to like the awful tasting water, to which the king replied, "Son, that man gave me a gift from his heart. It wasn't the water I enjoyed, it was the sweet taste of his generosity. When someone gives you something with genuine love or kindness, the thing given is simply the container. The real gift is the thought inside." The wisdom of the king's insight is best experienced when we get a gift from someone who loves us. It can be a small ceramic tray or a crayon drawing from a child, where the purity of the child's sweet intentions generates a form of joy that we call gratitude. Psychologists and others who are far more expert than I propose, kindness emerges from someone who is confident, compassionate, and comfortable with themselves. A kind person is loving and giving out of the goodness of their heart. Genuinely kind people give because it is in their nature to care. They have no ulterior motives, and they are not concerned with whether or not people like them and even want that gift. Behavioral psychologists also point out that kind people are assertive and can set limits. Nice people, much like kind people, tend to bend over backward to be obliging, and so these psychologists say that the step forward, the step above, to really help lift all boats is to be kind, to be contagious in that way. The late and great teacher, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, was known to have once said, "When I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I am old, I admire kind people." So my bracha, my blessing, my gift for everyone this year is that these Yamim Noraim, that these great days of awe, of wonder, of joy should be marked by gifts that we can all give to each other with a happy heart, with joy, and with sweetness. May we seek and see moments of kindness and find ways to share these with others in our midst. Shana Tova Umetuka. I invite you to turn back to the Machzor and please rise as the ark is open. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 25.
Aleinu, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכין עד זו, בקווי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו, אמת מלכנו, אמת זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
may be seated. We'll continue with the psalm for the season, Psalm 27, page 27.
לדוד אדוני אורי שימי מעירה למוד חיה ממך בקרבנה מרים בחבר סרט סרבה ואנה כמה שרפנו יד עבדי בך ובטח אחר תשעה ותמת המגשיב תבית הנגע בחלל וסמלך וכבסוסי לולא אמרתי לרוב בטוב ולמרץ חיים, קבל אדוני חזק ימס ליבך וקבל אדוני.
Mourners and those observing Yortzites are invited to rise for Kaddish Atom Mourners Kaddish, page 26. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach leolam ulamei omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudusha brichu Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Before we conclude our service with Yigdal, just want to extend a Yashar Koach to Kenner Schiffman, a Yishar Kochachem to all the members of the choir, and just a thanks to the folks on Bima joining us this evening. We appreciate you keeping us company and extending your leadership and involvement in this community. Really extends a great deal of comfort to all of us. So thank you for that. And just again, I want to extend my own greetings of Shana Tova on behalf of my entire family to all of you. Shana Tova Umetuka. And if you haven't picked up, I'm not going to share any announcements, but just ask folks, if you don't have already, if you can find one of these booklets. I think they're in the back of the sanctuary right outside. They'll have all of the announcements regarding services for the coming days. So please make sure you check that so you know what time to be here and where to go. With that, we'll conclude with Yigdal, page 28.